From whatever podcast. All right, let's get straight into it.
24-year-old Australian woman set friend on fire for making misogynistic remark.
What?
Scroll down. You guys might have seen this. That's good. Keep it there. An Australian woman allegedly lit her longtime friend on fire because he made a misogynistic remark during a wild night of partying.
What the fuck?
A court heard earlier this month. Corby, 24, pleaded guilty in court to the arson attack on Jake Loader, 23, saying she felt overwhelmed by his antagonistic behavior throughout the night before she was finally set off by a sexist remark he made during a house party in New South Wales last year. According to the ABC, scroll down a little bit, Loader told her she should... So the alleged misogynistic comment was she should stay in the kitchen making scones if she couldn't handle drinking with the boys, which sent the 24-year-old into a rage. The court heard, according to the outlet, she grabbed a gallon of gasoline from the garage and doused the guy with the flammable substance, waving a lighter at him threateningly. Go on, do it. That's a kind of a stupid thing to say. It's like these... Look, I don't condone violence, but if somebody's like threatening you with a gun, you probably shouldn't say, go shoot me, pussy. Like, you probably shouldn't taunt or provoke somebody who's got, who's threatening physical violence. What are you going to do? Shoot me? And then they get... Look, you shouldn't do it, but come on. All right. He was drunk, though, and he had consumed nose candy, she confessed. Scroll down. Wappily then touched him with the lighter, setting him ablaze. Loader sustained burns to 50% of his body and had some of his sweat glands burned off. He was put in a medically induced coma for 8 days after the attack, according to a victim impact statement read in court. He required 10 operations and spent 74 days in a burn unit at a Melbourne hospital, according to the statement. Scroll down a bit. Suffered burns. The friend, he can't step outside because of the damage. She had been, I guess, drinking and taking substances. She claimed she was pushed to the edge due to his misogynistic comments. Tried to wrestle with her? The fuck? And was being antagonistic throughout the night.
Firstly, that's an insane broad. Like, look at her. Look at her face. She looks insane. Look at her eyes. The smile doesn't reach her eyes. Even though there's a wrinkle underneath her eyes. No, it doesn't reach her eyes. And on the sides. You can tell there's something off about her. And why the hell would you set your friend ablaze? Why?
Why? Why?
You're insane. That's why.
Yes.
These people are insane.
So let's get that out of the way. Obviously, she's insane. Doesn't matter what someone says or does to set them on fire. You're trying to kill them. And I think the same thing she did to him should happen to her.
Yes, definitely.
But the video is not necessarily about her because we know she's insane.
Okay.
It's about what some of the ladies, specifically one of them, is going to say about the issue. It goes to tell you how this feminism thing is pervasive through society, where it doesn't affect only these insane ones, but these are the ones who are likely to do the same because they support what their insane friend did.
She feels horrible, remorseful.
Yeah, right.
Scroll down. All right. Scroll down. I find it very hard to believe the injuries that were caused was from my doing. I mean, you lit the dude on fire. She pleaded guilty to one charge of burning or maiming by using corrosive fluid.
Yeah, as I said, she's insane. She said she doesn't think what her actions caused the injuries. Like, come on. Come on, lock her up.
So she's back in court this month for sentencing. So I want to go around the table on this, get the panel's reaction. So the allegations here are he was making, throughout the course of the night, various misogynistic comments, get back in the kitchen, something like that, and then she lit him on fire. Do you think that's inappropriate? I think it's a fair response, starting with you, going around the table.
I think if he's less misogynistic now, it's probably a net positive.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But if he's not, I'd say it's a bit much.
What's a bit much?
Extreme for her to light him on fire.
Wait, so just to be clear, a man was nearly burned to death, and your knee-jerk initial reaction is, well, if he's a bit less misogynistic.
Net positive, though, not.
That's the. Wait, so when you say net positive in totality.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what she did was really awful, and like he's gonna have to suffer for the rest of his life because of it. But if like his casual misogyny is lessened,
it's a net
positive, yeah.
Clearly, this brother's insane too. Like, look at her. They try and pretend, make this facade, they'll look the long hair, etc., that they're not insane, but they're accused. Their eyes are the first cue. They always tell you that they're insane. Look at the eyes. There's a lack of soul in there, lack of spark. Apart from that, the way they dress, showing a lot of skin, etc., tells you a lot, but gotta listen to them. And she says it's a net positive.
How, Sway?
If it makes his casual misogyny less. What the hell does that mean? If it were the other way around, and a man set a woman on fire because she said something misandrist, would you say that? You crazy hoe? Let's carry on.
What's the math? What's the calculus on it being a net positive?
Let's say if he just stayed like super misogynistic and like got his friends together and they were all kind of like that, then they're kind of causing a lot of hell on women. So if he's less misogynistic now and he's not getting all his guys together to say things about women, it doesn't affect.
I see. So what you're saying is that serious bodily.
He's like a martyr, if anything.
So what you're saying is serious bodily injuries, so long as within your purview, there's a. Wait, just to be clear. I can't even wrap my head around the comment you've just made, but violent crime, not as bad, violent crime more bad than misogynistic joke.
Not necessarily. I think it's more nuanced, I'd say.
Explain the nuance.
Because if you're constantly talking bad about women in that way, or saying that women, should stick to these sort of roles, it perpetuates in the long term kind of violence against women in general on a grand scale.
What?
Wait. So according to this horrible heifer, she thinks words perpetuate violence on a larger scale, yet a violent act is fine. And when I say they're insane, you people don't agree with me. That's insanity. Like I said, if it were the other way around, she wouldn't say none of this.
Nope.
There's no way in hell she'd be like, saying misandrous things like she's saying right now. If she were set on fire for saying these misandrous shit, she wouldn't say that being set on fire keeps from perpetrating violence and males on a larger scale. Oh Lord, what's up with these women nowadays? Like, I don't know, but it's like we've created a society where we're breeding awful ones, like a majority of them, wherever you turn. And it's no longer bad for relationships. They're just bad for society because most of them are insane.
But also, just to be frank, I was kind of kidding, and it is wrong of her to have done that.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God.
Well, I'm a bit confused. You just said that there was nuance.
It's wrong that she didn't. Okay.
No. I'm saying hold on to her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think in this specific situation, I'm not saying everyone should light men on fire because that would make the world better. I'm just saying in this instance, if it happened to make him less misogynistic, it's probably a net positive.
It's an evil world we live in.
Do you know that?
But I'm not encouraging violence against men.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Right. So what you're saying is, yes, it was bad that he got lit on fire.
Yes.
What she did was wrong. But if the outcome is that he's now less allegedly misogynistic, that it was actually worth it that she burned him. Because in order for your statement to be true, that it's a net positive, it would have to indicate that it's worth it, right? If it's a net positive.
Yeah,
Would you kill Hitler, baby? Baby Hitler,
this
excuse
is
me?
too deep of a question.
If you could time travel back in time, would you kill baby Hitler? Because it would be a net positive, right? In your worldview.
Yeah.
So you would.
I don't have a definite answer on that, but I do.
Come on, Brian. Of course you would kill baby Hitler. Come on. She's obviously deleted a lot of her babies in the womb. She supports deleting babies in the womb. So why are you asking that damn question? You know that is the case. But fair enough, just to point out her logic. But still, she's insane. She thinks it's fine to set people on fire. And the real problem is these are the types you unfortunately have to pick from, because there are a lot of them out there. It's going to be rare to come across the ilk that's not like this one. But the issue too is they all present themselves to look clean. Long hair, no tattoos. This one has no tattoos on her, at least the ones I can't see. Long hair, well, the showing skin thing, if you're smart, you're going to know more skin to show, the more she's a hoe, etc., and more crazy she is. But she's not showing a lot of skin, not too much makeup. Well, you know, like you would think she's homely, she's okay, but like I say, it's the eyes. And then you have to listen to them speak. You have to allow them to speak. You have to pay attention to them. Don't interrupt much. Allow them to go on and on and on. And they'll say whatever there is they want to say. And you're going to get all the information you need to get. Do not interrupt them. And when you can, ask questions that would lead them to say more. Don't say stuff that would make them feel like they can't reveal more about themselves. Allow them to reveal all they can. In fact, encourage it. You're going to get all the information you require.
Denounce the genocide of the Jewish people. And
Okay, that's not really answering my question, though. So the hypothetical.
I don't know, because what would happen if I killed baby Hitler and then, like, Mussolini did something even more extreme and crazy? Like, I don't know.
The Italian.
Like,
The
I don't know
butterfly effect.
Yeah, I don't know the butterfly effect. But I would say if the only difference there is that Hitler didn't exist and then, like, the concentration camps didn't happen.
So what's your, you did, I don't know if you're like walking back your position a little bit, doing a Maud and Bailey, but you said that you're joking. Please be more specific, though, because you're saying there's nuance to the situation. So again, is her act justified because of the net positive? Assuming assuming he's going to be less misogynistic now, is it justified to some degree?
I'd say no, violence is not ever justifiable.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? You said it was justifiable previously. You just said it at the beginning of this bloody video. But this is the problem, the lies. You said it was. And now you're saying you're not saying it's justifiable.
You raggedy bitch.
So all you are is a fucking liar. But that's the thing. You have to pay attention to them speak. Because if you don't pay attention and you don't have your head screwed on right, you're going to get bamboozled.
Yes.
She said it was justifiable. And now she's saying she's not saying it's justifiable. She's insane.
But you did say that the net
Well,
positive,
yeah, if we're talking about long-term effects on like what potentially his statements and actions could have caused against multitudes of women, like more than just one person.
and
then
is
I
this your
guess-
subjective opinion, or like you
Well,
think objectively?
obviously. If it was objective, I think that would mean that if we just burned everyone who said that, then like the world would be better, but I don't necessarily think that's the case.
Okay. And so what if I had a position that feminist rhetoric is damaging, and there was a
You can see from the equally insane broad on her right that what he's about to say just shatters her logic, and that what she's saying is insane. They know it. She knows it. And the one on the right knows it as well. Her expression says it. But they would never admit it.
Nope.
They know it. That's my problem. And that's their problem. They know it. They're insane. They know their ideas are evil. Because let's be honest, it's evil if you're supporting someone setting a man on fire. Setting another human being on fire. It's insane. You're evil. They know they are. But they want to be. Because they know that if they present themselves feminine and look good, even though the one on the right doesn't look that good, but long hair and attractive enough for a guy to smash, and also being a woman, you can get away with all this nonsense.
A movement to basically like light on fire every single feminist. And if I could prove to you, like if I could demonstrate that it would clearly be a net positive on society to burn feminists, you would then be in favor of that too.
Gotcha, bitch.
If that were the case and you could prove that, then I guess technically sure, and like, sure.
Okay, so as long as it's a net positive.
But I'm anti-violence, and I don't think this on a grand scale would actually.
Well, you yourself wouldn't perform or participate in said violence, but if like other people could
I still don't
violence.
agree. Yeah, I don't want anyone to be lit on fire. I was just saying.
Oh, now let's see the mental gymnastics she employs. Let's see her worm her way out of this.
Okay.
It's potentially less harmful what she did compared to what potentially, but this is all just.
Sure. Why don't I ask you?
Now listen to this heifer try to walk it back. You said you were fine with it. It's a net positive. But now you're not saying you condone violence. See how they do this double speak thing, and then in the same breath say the opposite and contradict themselves, and try and find a way where you cannot hold them accountable. But Andrew Wilson on the show usually holds them accountable. Brian isn't quick enough to hold him accountable. He tries. At least he does a decent job, as he's going to do in this clip, but not enough, because Andrew would hold their feet to the fire for saying what they said. And this bitch is just trying to make sure that she covers her bases. She can be as misandrous as she can be, but pretend like she doesn't condone violence.
So you're a feminist, right?
Sure, if you want to classify it that way.
Well, are you not a feminist?
Probably not in your definition. I care for like gender liberation, so.
Gender, what's that?
Just equality and equity for everyone, no matter your gender identity.
Yeah, right.
So you think feminism is not about gender equality?
Well,
what
feminism historically, if we are talking about like first wave, second wave, third wave, had super specific like reason and outcome, like gaining the right to vote and owning banks and property and stuff like that, or their own bank account. I think now we're in a different situation where we have, in a lot of ways, equal rights legally, but I think socially, women and men suffer in the structure that we have right now. So I'm pro gender liberation, so for everyone.
Okay. I think some people, and what do you think about, are you in favor of deconstructing or dismantling the patriarchy?
Yes.
Yo, Brian, don't say sure. She just said what the girl did is potentially not harmful. Setting someone on fire is not harmful. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What is wrong with you?
Okay. All right. I would consider you a feminist then.
Okay.
I had a good follow-up question on this. Shoot, it's evading me though. I'm going to think about it. We'll come back to you. Your reaction to that article.
Silence, you fool!
All right, let's cut it off here because Brian isn't doing a good job by questioning her properly. This chick is talking nonsense about her not being a feminist when she obviously is. I've seen other clips of her. I saw the full bloody podcast. She is a fucking feminist. And she's supporting lighting men on fire, setting them ablaze, and now pretending like, oh, both harm can happen to both. Bitch, she set the guy on fire and you're cool with it. But if we were the other way around, there's no way in hell you would be like, that's fine, it's a net positive. But this is the issue here. This is what we have to contend with. Unfortunately, where these modern ones are insane. Unfortunately, they are, all of them. And when I say all of them, 99.9% of them. There's a tiny fraction that are not. You can say, oh, you're being generalizing or whatever nonsense you want to say, but it's been proven. You see it. You come across them day to day. Even the ones that seem sane have feminist views, and they espouse them. But there you have it. This is what they think. This is how they behave. This is what they expect. And this is what they think of you, and that you should be set ablaze for your words. But they claim they're oppressed. Alright, that's it for this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help us get more views, more likes. Help us grow the channel. Hit the notification bell. Share it to someone else so they can see the insanity going on. And until next time, stay off your crazies. Peace.